Guru Shiyata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saguna Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishikam Vitam Sya Om Adhyana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastaveda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Abhidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Nawe Bija Pradam Devam Divyat Tanum Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelan Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Sanatan Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shivaram Mareka Sharanam Nyasi Sharashidaram Vanshakopatarubias Chakripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gorata Vishay Namah. So we're reading from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. And this is Madhya-lila chapter 24, explanations of the Atmarama verse. So this is a conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Sanatan Goswami. And Sanatan Goswami, when Mahaprabhu converted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, at that time he had explained the Atmarama verse in 18 different ways. And then after Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatan Goswami about what's called Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. Sambandha means the relationship everyone has with Krishna. Abhideya means the process or the way in which we can serve Krishna, satisfy that relation. Everyone's by nature is an eternal soul, and they're all the eternal servants of the Lord. And then that is Sambandha, and Abhideya is the process of serving the Lord. That's called Bhakti Yoga. And then the goal is called Prema Prayojana, to attain love of Godhead, Krishna Prema. So after explaining Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana to Sanatan Goswami, then Sanatan Goswami said, well, I would like to hear your explanation of the Atmarama verse. You previously explained it to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and I'd like to hear that. And then Mahaprabhu said, well, I don't remember what I said, but anyway, by your presence, I'll try to remember something and try to say something. And then he explained the Atmarama verse to Sanatan Goswami, 61 different meanings. So, and with some examples and stories contained there. So, in that reading, and on text number 160, Yada inendriyarteshu na karmas vanusushajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudas tarochate. When a person is no longer interested in acting for sense gratification, for his own enjoyment, when a person is no longer interested in acting for sense gratification, and when he renounces all material desires, he is said to be situated in perfect yoga, which is yoga ruda. H.I. yogi sadhu sangadi hetapaya Krishna bhaje Krishna gune akrishtahaya. When a purified yogi associates with devotees, he engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service, being attracted by the Lord's transcendental qualities. Cha shabde apira arta ihano kahai muni nirgranta shabdera Purvavat Artha Hoy. The meanings of the words cha and api can be applied here. The meanings of the words muni and nirgranta are the same as before. Urukrame haituki kahan kona artha etera artha kahilun parama samartha. The word ahaituki is always applicable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Urukrama. In this way, I have described 13 complete meanings of the Atmarama verse. The 13 meanings of the Atmarama verse mentioned here are based on the following meanings for the word Atmarama. Sadhaka, the neophyte performer. Brahmamoy, one absorbed in the thought of impersonal Brahman. 3. Prapta Brahmaloy, one who has actually attained Brahman perfection. 4. Mumukshu, one who desires liberation. 5. Jivan Mukta, one who is liberated in this life. 6. Prapta Swarup, one who has attained his original constitutional position. Near Granta Muni, a completely liberated saint. Sagarbha Yoga Rurukshu, a yogi meditating upon the four-handed Vishnu form and desiring yogic perfection. Nigarbha Yoga Rurukshu, one who is trying for perfection in impersonal meditation. Sagarbha Yoga Ruda, one who has been elevated to the platform of yogic perfection by meditating on the Vishnu form. Nirgarbha Yoga Ruda, an impersonal yogi on the platform of perfection. Sagarbha Prapta Siddhi, one who has attained the perfectional stage by meditating on the Vishnu form. Nirgarbha Prapta Siddhi, one who has attained perfection, and by one who has attained perfection by practicing impersonal meditation. So the idea of the Atmarama verse is that Atmaramas, all persons, it's mentioning the Atmaramas are anyone who's an Atmarama will be attracted by Krishna. And so normally we would think of Atmaramas as being, self-realized persons. And Mahaprabhu is showing this to be applied to all kinds of different practitioners. But that's not where he stops with Atmaramas. He applies it to practically everyone. He applies it to birds. He applies it to also hunters. And the idea is everyone can be attracted by Krishna. And I find that to be very hopeful. As Ashram Maharaj, he's a saintly person. I will never come near that category. But I can even a fallen soul can be attracted by Krishna. And that's the idea that Mahaprabhu's explanation. What to speak of fallen souls, even animals. Animals become everyone, and we've seen that, practically speaking. I've seen. I saw that with I remember with Srila Prabhupada, we would go onto the roof in I think it was in Mayapur, and we would do parikrama around the roof. They had a big building where everyone lived in that building, and far end the deities were there. And we'd go up, and all this devotees and sannyasis would go with Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada would come, and he'd start to walk, and when he started, there was this one like bumblebee that landed on Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada would be walking, and then the bumblebee would stay with him fly above his head for a little distance, and then the bumblebee would go and land on, there was like a small dome where the deities were below, so that you wouldn't walk where the deities were. And the bumblebee would land on Srila Prabhupada, go with him while he walked some distance, then fly back to the dome above the deities, stay there until Prabhupada circumambulated the whole roof, and then again fly with Srila Prabhupada for some distance, and then come back and land on that dome. And it wasn't just one day. This was days that it went on like this. And it was unbelievable. It was literally unbelievable. And we told the Srila Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada, this must be some great soul who's known you and seeking your association. And then Prabhupada said, no, he wants to bite me, but he's afraid of, he said he wants to bite me, but he's afraid of your sticks, because we had done this with us. That was his comment. So, but I thought, to me, it was amazing. And if the Atmarama says, it mentions even birds and bees and everyone will be attracted to Krishna. And when I saw that with Srila Prabhupada, I literally could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was like something, I don't know. Being a mundane consciousness, I would normally say surreal. It was something surreal, but it was actually something very divine. Okay, I'm going on. Where? Esab Shanta Jabe Bhaje Bhagavan Shanta Bhakta Koritabe Kohe Dharanam. These 13 types of yogis and munis are called Shanta Bhaktas, for they render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the neutral stage. So if people ask, well, we hear about 5 rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Sringara Ras, or Madhura Ras. And then they say, but why do they say that why isn't usually Shanta Ras devotees, why aren't they usually mentioned? But here you hear a description of all kinds of persons who are Shanta Ras, but they're impersonalist, some of them. But you know, I've heard that also Prahlad Maharaj has said something to be with Shanta Ras because he doesn't have an active service relationship with the Lord. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Yeah. Shanta Ras. Okay.
First example in the Bhagavatam of Shuddha Bhakti.
Atma Shabde Manakoha Mane Jai Rame Sadhu Sange Sehobaje Sri Krishna Charane. The word Atma sometimes means the mind. In this case, the word Atmarama means a person who is satisfied by mental speculation. When such a person associates with a pure devotee, he takes to devotional service at the lotus feet of Krishna. Udaram upasate ya rishi vartmasu kurpadrisha parisara paratim hridayam harunayao daharam tata uragad anantatava dhamma shira paramam punar ihayat sametya na patanti kritanta mukhe. Those who follow the path of great saintly mystic yogis take to the yogic gymnastic process and begin worshipping from the abdomen, where it is said that Brahman is located. Such people are called Sharkaraksha, which means they are situated in the gross bodily conception. They're also followers of the rishi known as Aruna. Following his path, they observe the activities of the arteries. Thus they gradually rise to the heart, where subtle Brahman Paramatma is situated. They then worship him, O unlimited Ananta, Better than these persons are the mystic yogis who worship you from the top of their heads. Beginning with the abdomen and proceeding through the heart, they reach the top of the head and pass through the Brahma Randra, the hole at the top of the skull. Thus these yogis attain the perfectional platform and do not enter the cycle of birth and death again. So there's description of that in the Bhagavad Gita, but you have to, there's so many requisites that are mentioned there that they will engage in the meditation when the sun is traveling in the north during the bright fortnight. That means the bright fortnight means after there's Purnima and there's Amavasya. So after Amavasya, the moon is growing. So that's the bright fortnight. So when the sun is traveling in the north, I believe that's after the summer solstice, the solstice in December. So that's when the bright fortnight. The bright fortnight is the moon and the sun when the sun is traveling in the north, and then there's so many other conditions. So you can say there's some mechanical perfection there, but we've seen that persons like Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and recently we just observed disappearance of Bhaktivedanta Thakur and also Gadadhar Pandit. They left on the Amavasya, which is not the yogic process, but Srila Govinda Maharaj said that leaving on the Amavasya day shows the humility of the Vaishnava. And we worship Trinadapi Sunichena Tvaroriva Sahisnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. More humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, and offering respect to others without asking for respect in return. So then devotees are not concerned about the yogic process of when to leave their body. They're always in the divine. They're always in divine consciousness. Anyone who's around these persons can immediately perceive that. It's not even subtle at all. You talk to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, you talk to Govinda Maharaj, but talking to Guru Maharaj, someone said when Srila Sridhar Maharaj reads the newspaper that is divine consciousness. And if you talk to Guru Maharaj, it's immediately. You're talking to him on some subject that seems of this world, and then all of a sudden he's talking on a different plane of existence. So, Eho Krishna Guna Krishna Mahamuni Haya Ahaituki Bhakti Kore Nirgranta Haya. Being attracted by the transcendental qualities of Krishna, such yogis become great saints. At that time, not being hampered by the yogic process, they engage in unalloyed devotional service. Atma Shabde Yatna Kohe Yatna Koriya Muneopi Krishna Bhaje Guna Krishna Haya. Atma also means endeavor, being attracted by Krishna's transcendental qualities. Some saints make a great endeavor to come to the point of rendering service to him. Tashaira hita prayateta kovido nalabhyate yad brahmatamam nalabhyate yad brahmatam uparyada talabhyate dukkha vad anyata sukam kalena sarvatra gabira ramasa. The transcendental position cannot be attained by wandering up and down from Brahmaloka and Satyaloka to Patalaloka. If one is actually intelligent and learned, he should endeavor for that rare transcendental position. By the force of time, one attains whatever material happiness is available within the 14 worlds, just as one attains distress in due course of time. But since spiritual consciousness is not attained in this way, one should try for it. That's very beautiful. And by your karma, you'll get. By the force of time, you're an eternal soul. So you'll get happiness. You'll also get distress. They'll come to you. They'll come to you. Over time, you'll get everything. From the highest position down to the lowest. From Lord Brahma down to some kind of, what do they call it? Indragopa. Little baby germ. You'll get everything. But you won't get spiritual consciousness automatically. You have to endeavor for that. That won't come automatically. So you should make that endeavor. Why not? What better thing do you have to do with your time? You have some other engagement? Something better. Oh yeah. I have to be downtown at 3. All right. Go downtown and then come back here. Saddharma yava bodhaya yesham nirbandini mati achiradeva sarvarta siddhyati esham abhipshita. There are those who are eager to awaken their spiritual consciousness and who thus have unflinching, undeviated intelligence certainly attain the desired goal of life very soon. Shabda api arte api avadarane yatna graha vina bhakti na janmaya preme. The word cha may be used in place of api, which gives emphasis to something. Thus it means that without sincere endeavor and devotional service, one cannot attain love of Godhead. Saran nogar anasangar alabhya suchiradapi harina chash vade yeti Dvida sashat sudurlabam. Devotional perfection is very difficult to attain for 2 reasons. First, unless one is attached to Krishna, he cannot attain devotional perfection, even if he renders devotional service for a long time. Second, Krishna does not easily deliver perfection in devotional service. The reason Krishna doesn't easily deliver perfection in devotional service is because by devotional service he becomes purchased, and he's not going to sell himself to somebody very cheaply. You have to be really attached and have some desire to serve the Lord with love and then so then you meet that. Then Krishna says Krishna does not easily deliver perfection in devotional service. But if you develop that attachment, not like that. Tesham sarata yuktanam bhajatam pratipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Atma shabde driti kohe darye jirame darya banta ebahaya koraya bhajane. Another meaning of Atma is driti, or endurance. A person who endeavors with endurance is Atmarama. With endurance, such a person engages in devotional service. Driti. What's the verse from Upadeshamrita? How does it begin? These 3. Utsahan nischaya daryat tat tat karmat pravartanat. Jana tyaga sato vrite shadbir bhakti prasiddhiti. Okay, doesn't mention driti, but it's like that. Driti means endurance. So utsaha nischaya dharya, engaging with enthusiasm and determination and patience. So patience, endurance, like that. Have to have some endurance. I think Guru Maharaj said, devotional service is not like a sweet ball. You can't just throw it in your mouth and eat it like a sweet ball. There's more involved to it than that. You have to develop some sincere, desire to go on, because sometimes things will not be very easy at all. Sometimes things are very difficult. But there's also great gain. There's great gain from that difficulty. From that difficulty, much gain. Muni Shabde Paki Bringa Nirgrante Murkajan Krishna Kripaya Sadhu Kripaya Dohara Bhajan. The word Muni also means bird and bumblebee. The word Nirgranta refers to foolish people. By the mercy of Krishna, such creatures contact a sadhu, spiritual master, and thus engage in devotional service. So here you'll have many sadhus. So you can, many sadhus, by the mercy of such creatures, of Krishna, such creatures contact a sadhu, spiritual master, and thus engage in devotion. So here there are many sadhus. In this life I will never be a sadhu, but these are all sadhus here. I heard that from Govinda Maharaj. Prayo Batamba Munayo Vihaga Vanismin Krishne Kshitam Tad Uditam Kalavenugitam Aruyaye Druma Bhujan Ruchira Pravalan Shrinvanti Militad Drisho Vigatanya Vacha. My dear mother, in this forest, all the birds, after rising on the beautiful branches of the trees, are closing their eyes and not being attracted by any other sound, are simply listening to the vibration of Krishna's flute. Such birds must be on the same level as great saints. They're on the level of great saints. In the Bhagavatam it says, the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna, they appear like young small boys, foolish boys. And at the same time, they are great sages who have been to all the places of pilgrimage and executed all kinds of sacrifices, and now they are appearing as small boys in the Leela of Krishna. So even the bird here, my dear mother, in this forest, all the birds are rising on the beautiful branches of the tree, are closing their eyes and not being attracted by any other sound, or simply listening to the vibration of Krishna's flute. Such birds must be on the same level as great saints, no doubt. Ete linas tavayasho kila loka tirtam Gayanda Adi Purushanu Patam Bhajante Prayo Ami Munigana Bhavadiya Mukya Guram Vanepi Na Shahati Anagatmadaivam. O good fortune personified, O original personality of God, and all these bees are chanting about your transcendental fame, which will purify the entire universe. Indeed, they are following your path in this forest and are worshiping you. Actually, they are all saintly persons, but now they have taken the form of bees. Although you are playing like a human being, they could not forget that you are their worshipable deity. So, those are bees. Sarasi, Sarasa, Hamsa, Vihangas, Charugita, Rita, Chedasa, Etya, Harim, Upasata, Te, Yata, Chita, Handa, Milita, Drisho, Rita, Monaha. All the cranes and swans in the water are being enchanted by the melodious song of Krishna's flute. They have approached and are worshipping him with full attention. Alas, they're closing their eyes and are becoming completely silent. Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda Pukasha, Abira Shumba, Yavana Kasadaya, Yenyecha, Papa, Yad, Upashrayashraya, Shudanti Tasmai, Prabha Vishnave Namah. Kiratas, Hunas, Andras, Pulindas, Pukashas, Abiras, Shumbas, Yavanas, and members of the Kasha races, and even others who are addicted to sinful acts, can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So who are all these persons? They're my family members. So, yeah, some of them. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse was spoken. So, you can look up who are these. They're physical descriptions of all these people, and some of them, they refer to people in different places, like they refer to, Mongolians and also. What's Turks, Mongolians, Turks, also persons who are Oriental, facial features of different, facial and physical features of different places. Because all these people they're known also to the Vedic culture. When I'm in Thailand, they have a version of the Ramayana that's different than Valmiki's, different than, Valmiki's version of the Ramayana. They have their own version of Rama, and they have, on their temples, they have Garuda. They have Brahma square, with four-headed Brahma in the square. And when you enter into the airport, the new airport in Thailand, they have the churning of the ocean between the devas and the suras, and they have Kurma, and then Mount Mandara on Kurma, and there's Visuki, the snake is churning, and then they have on top of that the Lord on top, and then they have a line of, on one side they have the asuras with fangs, and these are big. These are big, what do they call them? Dioramas. They're big dioramas. And with the devas, they have all the devas, and one deva has fangs. One apparent deva. You know who that deva is? No? You know. Rahu. Huh? Rahu. What are the two planets in astrology that cause eclipses? Huh? Huh?
Rahu and Ketu.
Rahu and Ketu. And so Rahu was there in line wanting to drink that nectar. And Guru Maharaj said, why were they, what were they after? What were they after? And he says that about, they're after nectar. They're after nectar. So then that Rahu was disguised. And he still could see his fangs, but he's disguised as a deva. So when he's about to drink that nectar, none other than Mohini Murti, she threw her chakra and cut his neck, but he had been in touch with the nectar, so his head became Rahu and his body became Ketu. Right? They were there in the churning of the ocean. So, but that's in Thailand, in the airport. These big Murtis that, well, they're about, I don't know, they're huge. What are they? They're like 10 feet tall or something.
What is that? Did the name apply to that exhibition, that diorama, or like?
I don't know. Churning of the ocean.
Statue. But that statue exhibition which Maharaj is describing, yes, it is permanent, but it is not just in one place there, a little hidden or something. No, it is in the main place in the airport in Thailand. Everyone can see that, and it's very, very notorious. It's right there.
I love that when I go see that. It's like ecstatic as you see that right in the middle of the Thailand airport. There's the Lord's pastime. So and actually Thailand is considered the gateway to the East. That's Thailand, gateway to the East, and all that was under. At one time, all that was under Vedic culture.
The king is called Rama.
Yeah.
The king of Thailand.
Well, there was one king of Thailand. He changed his name to Krishna. There was one. He read the Bhagavad Gita. He changed his name to Krishna. So, we would say Krishna Das, but he changed his name to Krishna. Okay. So I think we'll stop here. And we're getting to the place you can hear birds, bees, bumblebees, and what was it also said? And then we hear about all Kiratas, Hunas, Andras, Pulinda, Pukasha, Abiras. Andra. I wonder if Andhra refers to Andhra Pradesh, but I don't know. It says also that those who are like hunters and everything. We're going to hear later on as we continue, we'll hear about examples of all these, and then we'll hear the story of Mrigari the hunter. And the children, they love presenting that Mrigari the hunter pastime. They're very good with that, So does anyone have any questions? Okay. So now I'm going to sing Hari Haraya, and then we'll have Prasadam. Yesterday was Ekadasi. Today, Prasadam. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhattaraguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Chai Gosai Kori Chanana Bandhan Jao Ete Vignana Shabista Puran Chai Gosai Jar Mui Tanadan Tatsabar Padarenu Mora Panchaga Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Saniban Janame Janame More Abilas Chai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilaban Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Guru Vaishnava Pade Madhya-lila Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Korea Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naradhamuda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paramahansa Saraswat Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paramahansa Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Saraswati Goswami Prabhupad.
Jai.
Swami Prabhupad.
Joy.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Sanatan Goswami,
Joy.
Vishwavarena, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad.
Joy.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj.
Joy.
Sripad Bhakti Vigraha Nyasi Maharaj.
Joy.
Sri Devashish Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Manindra Mohan Prabhu ki jai. Sri Krishnananda ki jai. Mother Chandi Devi Das ki jai. Sri Shakti ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paripurajacharya Varya Stotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki Jai. Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Govinda Mela ki Jai.